Hello. Hello, boys and girls. I'm so happy to be here today. I hope that you were able to go get a stuffed animal and bring a stuffed animal with you. And please have your adult put a note in the comments to let me know you're here, because I definitely want to give you a shout out. And Sam is my assistant behind the camera, so hi Sam. I love having Sam. Let's sing our circle song. Have you ever seen a circle, a circle, a circle? Have you ever seen a circle? It looks like the sun. So let's make a circle, a circle, a circle. So let's make a circle. It looks like the sun. We have so many things that look like a circle. This is just a piece of cardboard that I think came in one of our Amazon purchases. The light around my camera today, my halo light, is the shape of a circle. What other things? Oh, there's other things that look like a circle. How about some coins? Coins look like a circle. So today is a special day. Today, it has been 60 days since we said goodbye. The last day that we had school in Oregon, in our regular classroom, was Friday, March 13th. And today is Wednesday, May 13th. But that has been 60 days on the calendar. 60 days. Wow, 60 days. That's a lot of days. If we look at our 100 chart, I've circled 60. Let's count by 10 to 60. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. If I took my marker and I were to X out every box, it would be 60 X's since the last time that my students and I were in Oregon in our classroom. Now, we have viewers all over the world. I think I still have some friends over in Australia and France tuning in. So thank you. But 60 days basically for us. And I thought, wow. Anyway, so thinking about 60, I've spelled 60 up here. S-I-X-T-Y. That's how we spell 60. And then I wondered, are there any words that we can make from the letters in 60? If I were to move those letters around, could we make any words? Liam, do you have any ideas about words we can make from the letters in 60? How about you, Thomas? Let's see. I'm thinking, what if we just did that? Are we making a new word, Gracie? We can blend it. 6. 6 is inside of 60. What do you think, Max? Are there any other words inside of 60? What if I took the X away and did that? What about that word? Sit. Sit. You know what? I'm thinking, Liam and Wolfie and Gracie. Do you remember what we used to do in our class? We used to do the ninja sit. And we used to do the ninja sit for 1 minute, which actually is 60 seconds. I think we should do a ninja sit sometime today. That might just be a good way to calm ourselves. I also thought it would be great if we counted some money today. So I put some money up here. This is a great way to practice your math, families. Just get some coins out and start counting money. So I have 2 ways to make 60 up here. We have the fast, fun way with dimes, counting by 10. Shall we count by 10, everybody? Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 cents. Okay, Max and Gary, how many dimes did I use to make 60 cents? Sam knows. I hope Sam knows. He's in 6th grade. Yeah. Here we go. Let's count the dimes it took. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you're working on multiplication, like Mallory and Mark, you might be thinking about something like 10, times 6. That's one way to make 60. I also make 60 cents a different way. Quarter, quarter, dime. A quarter is 25 cents. And another quarter is 25 cents. 2 quarters together is always 50 cents. My dad taught me that when I was young. He said, whenever you have 2 quarters, you will always have 50 cents. So 50 plus 10 more makes 60. The other really interesting thing and fun thing about the number 60 is it's an adjective. It's a describing word. It's a number word. 60 days, 60 cents, 60 squares, 60 years old. But I'm not 60 years old, so please don't think that I'm 60 years old. Okay, I'm not. I've got a few years yet. Okay. So, does everybody have their stuffy? Are you ready to read with your stuffy? Would you like to read If You Take a Mouse to School? Would you like to read that book? I hope that you do. Make sure, oh, I almost forgot. We have to vote on our next book, okay? Because I like to read this one. I've been reading this one a lot, and it seems very popular. But we have some other books to choose from, so we can read 2 books today, okay? One choice is that I can read a chapter from Frog and Toad. So if you want a chapter, not the whole book, just a chapter, you could put a frog emoji. If you would like the 3 little fish and the big bag shark, you could put a shark emoji in the comments. If you would like 5 little monkeys sitting on a tree, you could put a tree emoji in the comments. What do you think? Which one would be interesting? 5 little monkeys sitting on a tree emoji. Yep. How about 3 fish and the big bad shark? A shark emoji. I think I know which one Liam's going to pick. And how about a chapter from Days with Frog and Toad? A frog emoji. So, go ahead and vote, and Sam will be back there counting your votes while I read If You Take a Mouse to School. Okay? I think I hear my older son pulling up in the driveway, but nope, Sam shakes his head. My son has that diesel truck. Okay. If You Take a Mouse to School. This is by Laura Numeroff and illustrated by Felicia Bond. If you take a mouse to school. Here they are, brushing their teeth and getting ready. School looks different now, doesn't it? If you take a mouse to school. They're packing their backpacks and combing their hair. He'll ask you for your lunchbox. When you give him your lunchbox, he'll want a sandwich. Can't have a lunchbox that's empty, can we? No. Reminds me of when we used to have lunch with teacher. And a snack for later. Then he'll need a notebook and some pencils. He'll probably want to share your backpack too. There they are, waiting to catch the bus. When you get to school, he'll put his things in your locker and take a look around. There they are, all the children at their desk. Some classrooms have desks in rows and some classrooms have tables. He might do a little math and spell a word or two. He'll even try a science experiment. We did math and spelling already this morning with 60. There's the math. There's the science experiment. Make sure if you're doing science experiments at home that you have a grown-up with you. You could do some fun things in the kitchen. Then he'll need to wash up. You'll have to take him to the bathroom. Once he's nice and clean, there they are washing up. He'll be ready for his lunch. On the way to the lunchroom, he'll see some building blocks. He'll build a little mouse house. Oh, wouldn't that be fun to build a mouse house? On rainy days, it's fun to build a blanket for it. And make some furniture out of clay. Then he'll need some books for his bookshelf. He'll start by writing one of his own, so he'll need a lot of paper. I hope you write some stories of your own. You have so many great ideas. He'll probably use up all your pencils. Oh no, he's going to use up all the pencils. When he's finished, he'll want to read his book to you. Then he'll want to take it home, so he'll put it in your lunchbox and tuck it in a safe place. Tuck it in a safe place on the shelf. When the bell rings, he'll run out to wait for the bus. Remember how we'd be so excited to go out to the buses and sing our song? While he's waiting, he'll play a quick game of soccer. Then he'll ask you to shoot a few baskets, just like my Timmy. And all of his friends playing basketball, and Sam. And do a little skateboarding. Yes. I'm afraid I would hurt myself if I tried to skateboard. When he stops to catch his breath, he'll want to eat his snack. So he'll ask you for your lunchbox. Oh no, that mouse sure got dirty today at school. So he's asking for the lunchbox, and chances are, if he asks you for your lunchbox, you'll have to take him back to school. Thank you for reading If You Take a Mouse to School with Me, by Laura Numeroff and illustrated by Felicia Bond.
There's your adjectives, page 2.
All right, so let's see. Frog, chapter from Days with Frog and Toad got the most votes, so we will read that. Now, before we do though, I want you to be thinking about adjectives. The number 60 is an adjective because it's a number word. So you can have a color word, you can have a size word, you can have a shape word, and you can even have a texture word. You can also have a feeling word for an adjective. So while we listen to Days with Frog and Toad, a chapter from that book, I want you to think about some adjectives that you hear in the chapter. Okay, think about adjectives. Is there a feeling word? Is there a color word? All right. You know what I didn't ask? I didn't ask what chapter we wanted to read. Well, my rule with chapter books is may as well start at the beginning. So we'll just read the first one tomorrow. See, we've got our table of contents. Table of contents tells us what's in the chapter book. Okay? Scooting a little closer so you guys can get a good picture. All right. Days with Frog and Toad. This chapter is called Tomorrow. Oh, the sign language sign for tomorrow is you take your hand like this and you go, tomorrow, tomorrow. Like, I will do it tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, so if you were in my class, we have a class Zoom tomorrow. Toad woke up. Drat, he said, this house is a mess. I have so much work to do. Frog looked through the window. Toad, you are right, said Frog. It is a mess. Toad pulled the covers over his head. I will do it tomorrow, said Toad. Today I will take life easy. Do you ever feel that way? You ever feel like just taking life easy some days? Frog came into the house. Toad, said Frog, your pants and jacket are lying on the floor. Tomorrow, said Toad from under the covers. Your kitchen sink is filled with dirty dishes, said Frog. What kind of dishes? What kind of dishes? Dirty dishes. That's a describing word. Tomorrow, said Toad. There is dust on your chairs. Tomorrow, said Toad. Your windows need scrubbing, said Frog. Your plants need watering. "Tomorrow!" cried Toad. "I will do it all tomorrow." There we go. Those plants are thirsty. Toad sat on the edge of his bed. There's Toad on the edge of his bed. "Blah," said Toad. "I feel down in the dumps." "Why?" asked Frog. "I am thinking about tomorrow," said Toad. "I am thinking about all of the many things that I will have to do." "Yes," said Frog. "Tomorrow will be a very hard day for you." "What kind of day?" "A hard day." "But Frog," said Toad, "if I pick up my pants and jacket right now, then I will not have to pick them up tomorrow, will I?" "No," said Frog. "You will not have to." Toad picked up his clothes and put them in the closet. "Frog," said Toad, "if I wash my dishes right now, then I will not have to wash them tomorrow, will I?" "No," said Frog, "you will not have to." Toad washed and dried his dishes. He put them in the cupboard. "Frog," said Toad, "if I dust my chairs and scrub my windows and water my plants right now, then I will not have to do it tomorrow, will I?" "No," said Frog, "you will not have to do any of it." Toad dusted his chairs, he scrubbed his windows, he watered his plants. There he is, taking care of his home and his family. "There," said Toad, "now I feel better. I am not down in the dumps anymore." "Why?" asked Frog. "Because I have done all that work," said Toad. "Now I can save tomorrow for something that I really want to do." "What is that?" asked Frog. "Tomorrow," said Toad, "I can just take life easy." Toad went back to bed, he pulled the covers over his head and fell asleep. Oh, I love Frog and Toad. What about you? Have you been telling your moms and dads and grown-ups that you will do stuff tomorrow? I've been telling my family that I will do stuff tomorrow. That's kind of what we're all doing, right? We're home every day. But maybe we can learn from Frog and Toad and do some things today. There's an old saying the grandparents used to say, don't put off today. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. I almost said it backwards. I better say it right. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. So is there something that you can do for your family and around your house, or maybe you can work on some of that schoolwork that you maybe don't want to do and you can just do it. Yeah, I think that would be a great thing to do. That's all I had planned for today, but I'm happy to read another book, so you guys need to put some comments in there to let me know. Do you need to go and do some chores or make some lunch, or do you have time for one more book? And please make sure you let me know you're here. I know I've said hi to Liam and Gracie and Thomas and Max and Wolfie, but Avery, I hope you're here. I haven't said hi to you yet, Avery. Or Abigail and Mallory, they usually are tuning in, and Atlas and Danica. So let me know that you're here. I want to say hi to you, and I thank you so much for watching. So Sam is there watching to see. Give me a heart or something to let me know that, yes, you have time for one more book. What about you, Catherine? Do you have time for one more book? How about Tank and Ranger? Do they want one more book? Or I could just read another chapter in Frog and Toad. That's the great thing about reading. There's so much to read. All right. Hi, Avery. What do you think? So I think I would like to read the next chapter in Frog and Toad. This one is called The Kite. The Kite, okay? Frog and Toad went out to fly a kite. They went to a large meadow. Ooh, I think I hear a describing word, large. Where the wind was strong. Our kite will fly up and up, said Frog. It will fly all the way up to the top of the sky. Toad, said Frog, I will hold the ball of string, you hold the kite and run. That's how kite flying is. You have to have a ball of string. Toad ran across the meadow. He ran as fast as his short legs could carry him. What kind of legs did he have? Short. That's right, that's a describing word. The kite went up in the air. It fell to the ground with a bump. Toad heard laughter. 3 robins were sitting in a bush. Oh. Toad heard laughter. 3 robins sitting in a bush. The kite will not fly, said the robins. You may as well give up. Whoever heard it giving up? Toad ran back to Frog. Frog, said Toad, this kite will not fly. I give up. Is that what you would do, Wolfie? Would you give up? Do you think Pete would give up? Gary, would you give up? We must make a second try, said Frog. Wave the kite over your head. Perhaps that will make it fly. Toad ran back across the meadow. He waved the kite over his head. The kite went up in the air and then fell down with a thud. What a joke, said the robins. That kite will never get off the ground. Oh no. Now Frog and Toad are trying, and there are dabblers, Tisha. There are dabblers making fun of them and their attempts to fly the kite. There are those kinds of people in the world. Toad ran back to Frog. This kite is a joke, he said. It will never get off the ground. We have to make a 3rd try, said Frog. Wave the kite over your head and jump up and down. Perhaps that will make it fly. Would you give it a 3rd try? At least 3. Goodness, we can't give up just after 2. Toad ran across the meadow again. He waved the kite over his head. He jumped up and down. The kite went up in the air and crashed down into the grass. That kite is junk, said the robins. Throw it away and go home. Toad ran back to Frog. This kite is junk, he said. I think we should throw it away and go home. Toad, said Frog, we need 1 more try. Wave the kite over your head, jump up and down, and shout, up, kite, up. Toad ran across the meadow. He waved the kite over his head. He jumped up and down. He shouted, up, kite, up. The kite flew into the air. It climbed higher and higher. We did it, cried Toad. Yes, said Frog. If a running try did not work, and a running and waving try did not work, and a running, waving, and jumping try did not work, I knew that a running, waving, jumping, and shouting try just had to work. The robins flew out of the bush, but they could not fly as high as the kite. Frog and Toad sat and watched their kite. It seemed to be flying way up at the top of the sky. The end. I had forgotten how great the story of the kite with Frog and Toad really is. I knew that they would make the kite fly, and I remembered that they had to try more than once because we just have to do that. But I had forgotten about the robins. The robins making fun of them and being discouraging. That's not what we want to be. We want to be encouraging. We want to help people believe in themselves and to not give up and keep trying again. So, before I say goodbye, I have some thoughts that I want to share with you. Some thoughts that are for our minds and our hearts. Things that I want you to think about and remember, because it's been 60 days since we've had school, and we've had all kinds of feelings and all kinds of up and downs. And I think that it's good to keep our hearts and our minds healthy with encouraging, positive thoughts. We don't want to be like those robins and say the kite is junk and give up. We want to give it a running try, a waving try, a jumping try, and a shouting try. And watch the kite fly high up in the air. Okay, so here's some thoughts I want to leave you with. I wrote them down. Okay? Can you see them? All right. The first thought is, I am loved. You are loved so very much. And if you can't think of one person who loves you, you need to think of me, because I'll be that one person who loves you. But I know there are lots of people in your life who love you. So remember that you are loved. Okay? Your next thought to remind yourself is, I can try again. Don't give up. Give it a running, jumping, waving, shouting try. Lots of times. Okay? How about, I am unique? You can have short legs or long legs, but you are unique. There is only one you. And the last thought I want you to remember is that I have purpose. You have purpose, I have purpose, and we all have purpose. Thank you for joining me today. 60 days since I was able to hug and squeeze and be face-to-face with my wonderful students. You have been so brave. Thank you for all the work that you are doing. Thank you, families, for helping them with technology. Raise your hand up and give yourself a pat on the back and be proud. You are loved, you can try again, you are unique, and you have purpose. Bye-bye.